chances are if you're watching this video, you're either 1, just looking into PACE to see if it's going to be the right fit for you, 2, just got accepted and want to see what it's all about, or 3, you're like me and questioning if going to PACE was the right choice for you. Regardless, by the end of today's video, I guarantee you're going to know if PACE is the right choice for you. It's your boy Malcolm Charles. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all things New York and PACE University. And let's get right into the video. Welcome back, you guys. I hope your new year was great and celebrated the holiday with the family, but now it's back to work. So, I promise this is the only video you'll ever have to watch again if you want to know if you need to go to PACE University in New York City. Starting off, the tuition for PACE University is shy of $70,000 per year. This includes dorming as well as tuition. Because you're living in New York City, the housing is super expensive. You're paying over $20,000 for your housing for just about 7 actual months of living there. But I dormed the first semester and I wouldn't trade it for the world, so I would definitely recommend if you're just moving to New York City and you're just moving to PACE, definitely dorm at least 1 semester. Moving on, although 1 year at PACE is shy of $70,000, they do provide very good financial aid as long as you ask for it and can provide clear reasoning as to why you have a necessity for it. $70,000 for an education in New York City is a lot, but actually in comparison to many other of the prestigious schools in New York, is pretty average. It's actually cheaper than NYU, which is why most people choose PACE as an alternative for that. Let me list out the pros for you guys. To start off, you're living in downtown Manhattan, which is the perfect point for you to make your home base because you have Fulton Center, the Oculus, the World Trade Center. You have everything in a really close location and proximity to the dorms and PACE University. After class, every day you always have the ability to go out, go to the Seaport at night, and just explore New York in your downtown, but then also take Fulton Center, which is the train station right across the street from some of the dorms, and go anywhere in the city. Moving on, as I spoke about earlier, the dorming situation. Dorms are expensive to live in New York City, but that's the average price of rent as well. So definitely, like I said, I recommend dorming, but only in John Street or Broadway as freshmen. Do not do Maria's Tower. I repeat, do not do Maria's Tower. Everyone always tells you that, oh, that's the more fun one, but I promise you, it's not. Speaking on a more statistical basis, PACE was actually ranked as the #1 school to prepare students for the workforce. So, although like I was saying earlier, I do think that PACE has digressed in their ability to help students because of COVID, it's still a great business school and it helps you get the degree and meet the people that you need to help you get somewhere. Now, the next positive attribute to PACE University is their ability to implement flex dollars into student meal plans. Flex dollars is money in your own meal plan that you can use to a bunch of restaurants in New York City. For example, the #1 place you'll probably use it is Chipotle. When you're living in New York City and you don't want to go to the caf, going to Chipotle or going to the sub shop or whatever places are around PACE is definitely going to be a major attribute and you're going to use your flex dollars quickly. I recommend whoever is paying for your meal plan that they put extra dollars on your flex account so that you don't end up spending your own money in the city and you'll spend it much quicker. And for the final approach we want to talk about, you probably already knew this, but you're living in fucking New York City. You're going to meet amazing people and you're going to have the opportunity to live the life you've always wanted to. If you're like me, you're going to PACE because it's right in New York City. You want to have the business opportunities, but you also want to have the opportunity to live your life and do anything you want in the greatest city in the world. And genuinely, if you go out and you're ambitious, you can make that for yourself. Alright, let's get right into the cons because you're going to want to listen up. So to start off, PACE is not a prestigious university. So you will not be getting that extremely great education and degree from a great school, as the acceptance rate right now is actually pretty high. I think it's around 70%. But it is a private university and you will be getting a mediocre education. The general consensus, which everyone is talking about, is that PACE is an overpriced, mediocre school. Now, this isn't to shit on PACE at all because PACE, the education you're getting is very good, but personally I've had a terrible experience with one of my business professors that actually didn't show up to class for over half the time, and then it was just a shit show over a year. But PACE is a good school, and not to shit on it at all, but there are certain aspects that you need to take in consideration before coming here. On that same notion of value, PACE is expensive, but that's New York City. You need to understand that anywhere you go in New York is going to be expensive, as everything in New York is expensive. Now, you need to remember that you need to have enough money to come here because you're going to be living here and you're going to be going out. So you need enough money to be able to live and actually enjoy your time here. To continue, PACE is not a very hands-on school. They're a very independent school and they let their students do what they need to do, given the curriculum. Basically, PACE is not for introverted people. At least not during COVID, because PACE has done a pretty poor job for their students in providing direction and inspiration to continue working hard and striving to be their best. I personally met many students who have come to New York with the ambition of wanting to do great things, but then having no guidance from PACE and ended up hating their time here and actually dropped out of the school. So, it's not for introverts. If you're going to come here, you need to have a goal on what you want to do and be pretty set on how you're going to do it, which is extremely hard for students just starting off their new life in New York City that they've never been to before. Just to share a personal experience, I had a professor this semester that literally didn't show up to class for half of the time. And this is one of my core classes in Business 101. So that's just to show you that the professors aren't hands-on, and it's not just because you're in college, because I had other professors that were super helpful and really helped guiding me for PACE. But I would say from the overall overbearing community of PACE, like the people that actually make all the main decisions, they're clearly doing something that's not beneficial to the entire student community, because there's clearly a disconnect between them, the professors, and students, because if the professors don't know how to use Zoom, and 80% of classes are on Zoom, and I'm paying full tuition still, there's their problem. Once again, this is not to shit on PACE. PACE, if you're watching this, which you always are, please don't kick me out, but just maybe take this into consideration, hit me up, we can have a conversation and figure out how we can help students better. Because at the end of the day, we all want to help each other. You want to make more money, you want to help give your students a good name and a good rep, and I want to have my dollar be spent well. Alright, so those are the only cons I have for PACE, but now it's time to answer the major question. Is PACE right for you? You should go to PACE if you're financially stable, independent, outgoing, and have an ambition and goal of some sort. I say this because PACE is a hands-off program, as we discussed, but there's a lot of opportunity in New York City, and the city is your playground to take advantage of. But it is expensive, and you are going to be spending a lot of money, so you just need to be cognizant of the fact that you're going to be spending a lot of money, and you need to be making it the most and make your dollar stretch as far as you possibly can. Consequently, you should not come to PACE if you're looking for a prestigious education, if you're not financially stable enough to afford this expensive college for the value you're getting, or if you're looking for a party school. But the party aspect of New York City, please wait till the end, because I'm going to explain this. This is the question that I had all the time. So here's just some quick information that I want to give you guys to help you out, which I wish I knew when I was looking at PACE. First off, dorm in 182 Broadway. Only dorm to dorm in. When I was looking at which is going to be the best dorm for parties, for having fun, meeting people, 182 is the way to go. Finally, for the question I had that no one could help me with when I was looking at videos, is PACE a party school? The answer is sort of. Let me explain. You live in New York City. Hello? Are you stupid? New York City. You can find somewhere to go, find something to do, and live your best life every single day, every single weekend. Don't schedule classes on Friday. Thursdays to Sundays, you're going to go out and live your best life. When I did dorm at PACE, now I live in an apartment, I did throw parties often, and I got in a ton of trouble for it. So do not do that. But partying is the way you're going to make all your friends, it's how you're going to meet people. It's okay. Put yourself out there, find some friends, go party. You live in New York City. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yes, PACE is a party school. I'm saying PACE is a party school because if you meet the right people, you can go and have a good time anywhere. So these are all things to keep in mind when considering New York City, and I guarantee you now, I hope you have a much clearer idea, and I hope I helped you at all. If I did, smash the subscribe button, hit that like button, and I hope to see you around campus sometime. Let me know if there's any other questions, drop them down below, and I'll see you guys in our next video, probably an apartment tour of my new place. See you guys soon. It's been your boy Malcolm Charles.